First things first, I'm going to be adding a disclaimer in the description, so be sure to read that down below. So let's start off with introductions. Hello, my name is Benjureko. My actual name is Joseph, and I am currently a Boy Scout and supporter of the Navy since my brother is going to be commissioned. Anyways, off topic. I just went searching online on YouTube, and I found this video about someone reacting to this article about Peta saying that, using actual animals and training situations for survival training is bad and they should use different tactics. I'm here to say that's complete bullshit. And here's why. Okay, so here's what we're looking at right here. Jungles are full of fruits and other nutritionists. My brain should activate soon enough, but other nutritionists. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. It's about like 8:58. And I just got done with yard work. Edible plants. So why are U.S. Marines beheading snakes, guzzling their blood, and calling it survival training? Well, the only real bad thing about this that can be not so easy to explain is this guy right here. He looks like he's enjoying himself a little bit too much. But the thing about this is that, yes, jungles are filled with fruits that it can cater to your every need. But do you know what else is not filled? Do you know what else is not filled with all these fruits and veggies that you could just pluck out of the ground and say, oh, I'll wedge that up my ass and call that day? No. You know what doesn't? Freaking Antarctic lands, Alaska, or maybe some parts of the United Kingdom. And more northern parts, like in Canada, where we have marine reserves going there as well. The thing is that with this survival training, is that we train ourselves in like basic like emergency survival training. You have to work with what you have, okay? Because like I figured out like a long time ago that there's a lot of people that don't support Memorial Day. Probably have another video on that. But the thing is that survival training is essential. You have to learn how beheading snakes and guzzling their blood, it can be good. It's nutritious. It gives you nice iron and hydration when there's no reliable water reserves anywhere. And another thing is that how to cook and eat and hunt and snare wild rabbits, or maybe coyotes, or maybe even hunting a bear. I don't know if bears are protected or not. We used to hunt geese. And the thing is that now we're starting to outlier chickens from basic survival training on how to quickly kill a chicken, pike it through, pin it on a stick in a campfire and eating it. No, we're not doing that anymore. We're starting to face the mountains of virtual reality training or whatever, which I think is bogus, because animals are meant to die in this land. In order to eat, you sometimes have to kill. Like munching on a juicy steak. You know that cow died, but now that cow is in a more beautiful form because it's in a steak. You're telling me that you would prefer a white and black cow over a beautiful double baconator at Wendy's? You're legally insane. Let's scroll down a little bit. This is what went on in the Thai wilderness at the annual joint military exercise known as Cobra Gold. Yes, I could believe this. Because Marines sometimes are called crayon eaters. They need to be trained in this stuff. And sometimes this isn't even like a frat party stuff. It's more like encouragement. Because like this is just one cobra that they caught. And they're trying to make a survival training out of this. What do you expect? For just one guy to have one cobra and just wait the next day for survival training? Don't expect that. We are urging the Commandant of the U.S. Marine Corps, Gen. David H. Berger, not to exploit animals for survival training again. And U.S. Marines eat scorpions. Scorpions are delicious. Roasted scorpions taste like peanuts and honey. Don't know what you're talking about. And the thing is that if you're urging someone, you know that you are starting to annoy them. You're telling me you're jamming letters into the mail. Just like the Marine Corps. Please, can you please stop? Animals don't deserve this. Sometimes they don't. Cobras, they kind of do, because I like snakes, but cobras are kind of assholes. But the thing is that we're not exploiting animals. Otherwise, we wouldn't call hunting. We would call hunting exploiting the infrastructure of animals, and that's kind of a mouthful. So watch your tone with exploit animals. for survival training. Not quote-unquote survival training. Why'd you quote that? It's useful. You need that. You're not going to look around and hunt for tofu, are you? Because if you are, I ask you to go in the back room and piss yourself. Because you're so retarded with your 3 chrome dome having ass. Today we fired off an urgent, that's bolded, bracketed, urgent letter to Berger, asking him to end the crude. Sometimes it's cruel, yeah, sometimes this type of way is a little bit cruel, but the thing is that hunting cobras, you know how hard that is? You're not gonna go out and like freaking, that, what's the movie? The movie which all those giant worms coming up. I mean, that one badass guy that just stomps on a cobra and eats it, puts sauce in it and calls it chicken. No, you be the one with the thumb wedged up her ass thinking that this is a frat party instinct. Cobras, they're hard to catch. And also their blood is pretty nutritious as well. Crude use of live animals to any future Cobra Gold food procurement exercises and to use widely available non-animal training methods instead. Included their Cobra Gold quote-unquote training. Don't quote training, because training is not something you want to joke about. Training is very, very, very valuable. I plan to go into buds, and even if that fails, I plan on going into becoming a field medic or a type of EMT type of style in the Navy. Because I want to come with my brother. Marines reportedly kill chickens with their bare hands. Yes, we do, because chickens are easy to kill. Do you know how small their spine is? Skin and eat live geckos. Consume live scorpions and tarantulas. Why are you protecting scorpions and tarantulas? They don't even have brains. They feel pain. They don't have souls. They live on instinct like starfish. Why are you... The scenes are almost frat party-esque. I don't know how old these PETA guys are, but I'm pretty certain they're older than me, and I'm speaking more smart words than them. Really? Really? You know why these people have smiles on their faces? Because this is a new experience for them. Because this entire thing, it's a new experience for them. Okay? It's something in training. Something valuable that they're learning. Something new. When you're doing something new, I bet haphazardly you're in glee, smiling that you're doing something new. Like going out in the yard and not picking weeds for once, but shoveling. Probably not that. Or just going outside and instead of walking around, you're shooting a gun at your gun range. That's something new. Something that's useful. It's kind of a frat party instinct. But it begs to the factor of how useful training is. I'm training on a goat to know which type of ventricle in the heart can be unplugged. To make sure you save a guy from cardiac arrest. Probably not cardiac arrest. Or using an adrenaline shot to restart someone's heart to make sure they get to the ambulance in time. Or to the EMT in time. Someone that's specially trained in ops. Or how to hunt a rabbit in a survival situation when you're a Black Hawk Down situation. Hunting. Hunting is something that is pretty advanced and pretty basic at the same time to do. You know how simple setting up a rope snare is? It's simple. You don't even need pulleys. You just need a dumb rabbit to come out of the hole and two ropes and just snare him. You got yourself a fourth of a meal there, because rabbits don't hold much meat. Anyways. Frat party-esque with some Marines celebrating and cheering one another, because it's new. Some of these Marines never tried this before. You know, again, it outlies to the fact on how hard cobras are to kill and eat. Or drink their blood. Because do you know how valuable their blood is? Or snake oil is? Snake oil is valuable. Snake oil is very valuable. And even freaking blood. Their blood is not considered raw. You can eat it kind of like sushi. It has high in nutrition, hydration, and vitamins. Others apparently with that, there's a lot of phones these days. They're probably going to record a lot of things. And don't expect them to be up. See this? It's frat party-esque. You know why? You know why? Because it's a training exercise. And it's a cobra. Cobras are deadly. And we train with cobras a lot. And you know how much this is a new experience for them. So they're excited. I'm pretty certain their sergeant told them to do this in some way. According to the reports, Cobra Gold attendees were also trained to use jungle vines as a water source and recognize edible plants. Yeah, you have to do that. You have to know that weed leaves are edible foliage. You have to learn that some leaves out there you can eat for nutrition. But if you see an animal and you pick vine leaves over it, gonna ask you to bury your head in the ground and shit yourself and die a painful, horrible, sophisticated death of asphyxiation. Because that is dumb. Sure, you can use vines. Vines, they carry a lot of them to their source, but vines are also kind of parasitic, so you're kind of doing themselves a favor. Even then, no need to die for U.S. and Thai forces to strengthen their alliance. They should have stuck to this kind of humane how to live off the land. If you're vegetarian in a survival situation, you ain't living a day, because you need protein, carbohydrates, fat to survive a single day. Because you're going to be moving a lot. You ain't going to be sitting in your room, juggling an ass, thinking that not eating for 2 days is liable. Because guess what? When your body's moving, you're burning calories. And you know what you need throughout the day? Calories, fat, protein. If you're a gamer sitting inside, you don't have to eat for 3 days. You know why? Because you ain't moving. You're only moving your fingers. It's probably good for finger blasting, but that's beside the point. You see the point that I'm getting here. You see how stupid this is. PETA in general is stupid. Go back to supporting, not killing dolphins or whales for their oil. Not oil. This isn't dishonor. Or go back to supporting cats and dogs. Don't support, scorpions and tarantulas and cobras. Support the animals that actually are kind of good supporting, like squids. You know how valuable squids are? They're very smart. They're right next to dolphins. Support dolphins. This is bad for my headache. Either way, dogs, cats, support the abuse of them. Support the outlying fact there's hundreds of cats out there that aren't neutered and spayed and they're homeless. And yet they're worrying about animals and marine training exercises. And thinking that outlying them and becoming vegetarian in a training exercise is liable. Because it's not. I'll tell you first off. It's not. Never was. Never will be. And never will be. Sure, this is the quickest way to eat a watermelon, is that it doesn't matter taste. When desperation kicks in, you're going to be guzzling down water like Castaway inside of a coconut. Doesn't matter. In 2016, after PETA exposed the aberrant beating, killing, and skinning, would you put it in that way? You think it's cool? You think we beat a cobra and then chop off its head to kill it for entertainment? No. We cut off its dead head quick, clean, and if we have to skin it, we're probably going to use it for a nice belt for some protection for fashion. Because guess what, PETA? Most of your employers are probably women. And they're probably wearing some snake belt stuff. Or alligator stuff. And thinking that you're still supporting animals. Cooking rabbits for survival sustenance training. Don't quote that! Because this quote right here is liable. You need survival sustenance training. Because you need to know what parts of the animal you don't and do eat. You need to know how to hunt. You're not going to go scrounge around for sweet potatoes thinking that it's going to make you survive for a day. Might help you, but won't. When you're out there building stuff like in freaking one of their survival TV shows, because I watch those a lot. You know what they always do? Hunt rabbits! And see if they can kill foxes if they can. They ain't going to look around for vegetables. Probably to garnish their rabbits too, but still. My cadets in the U.S. Air Force Army, thousands of people joined in the urging... Really? Of course it's the Air Force. Why wouldn't it be anyone else? Of course it's the people that have their toe jammed and they cry for mommy. In 2001, the Marine Corps Mountain Warfare Training Center, known as MCMWTC, suspended the use of live animals in survival training courses following... if you remove the following discussions with PETA thing, I would probably agree with you, because animals, they're hard to come by in survival situations sometimes. Sometimes you need a dose of foliage you can eat, but putting the following discussions with PETA on there, that makes you sound stupid. Because you think in the military will really support this? Some of the soldiers might. You thinking one of the generals will want this, or any of the drill sergeants? If you think one soldier's gonna be like, drill sergeant, I don't think we should be using cobras. Well, that's too damn bad, because we ain't got lettuce out here to jam up your ass. I want one of the PETA members to go up against a drill sergeant, freaking going against drinking cobra's blood, because that's stupid. And nearly 3 decades ago, the U.S. Dongwei Proving Ground canceled a survival skills training course using animals after PETA asked Defensive Secretary Les Aspian to intervene. There's an abundance of trading options that don't harm any animals. You know what I would choose? I would choose the ones that kill animals. We don't harm animals. We kill them. Harming animals is called abuse with a bat. It's like walking up to your dad and seeing him beat the dog. That's what animal harm is. Animal killing is called hunting. There's a difference between harm, hunting, and killing. You treat animals as killings. Like really, you really make it sound like we're killing children over here. Have themselves train U.S. Army's survival, evasion, resistance, escape, SARE instructors explain how to obtain food in nature. While if you're in the Boy Scouts, you already know what stuff to eat because it's in the book. Excuse me. SEER specialists are already using virtual reality to prepare Air Force for worst case scenarios. Why not just put them in a worst case scenario? Why not that? Because that is more effective and they'd remember it more. It's not like hopping on virtual reality and fighting in freaking Omaha Beach. If you want to learn that stuff, you go there and do it. This video series, Prepare to Survive, is hosted by Richie Corey, a former Air Force survival instructor who appeared on the CBS show Survivor. Also demonstrates how to survive in nature without killing and eating animals. Clearly, these are presents in the treats to learn food and procurement survival skills without having to use survival animals. This is stupid. This is stupid. This is stupid. I would close. No. Going all the way back up. And there we go. We're going to the update so you can read this for yourself. Because this is stupid. If you are Peter Examiner, I would say, get off of here. Go fuck yourself. You know why? Because you don't belong in this channel. This channel's small right now. So it doesn't matter who sees this. I might have to censor myself in the future, but right now, it doesn't matter. End of the day, in conclusion, is that animals, they have to die. We have to hunt. We have to kill to eat animals. We can't survive off of plants. We never did that. It's never going to change. Animals will die. It's never going to change, Peta. No matter how hard you try. I'm not acting like an influencer here. I'm speaking of my mind, which is hard to come by because people are kind of like, I don't want to offend anybody. I'm just going to go away. I was just like, fuck that, Peta. Look, Peta. Fucking orange. Probably should not have said that. But the thing is that not acting like a public influencer here. But if you support this crap, please stop. Because you know this is wrong deep in your heart. I believe in evolution. We kill things. We kill things. Sometimes we kill things that don't need to be killed, like dolphins, whales, squids. But if you're saying that there's no need to kill rabbits, do you know how much 2 rabbits can produce within 3 days? They can produce over 100 rabbits, 100 tiny little hairs. And you know what? In 3 months they'll be full grown and ready to fuck away to their heart's content. The end of the day is that don't support this. This is wrong. And killing cobras and putting the images up and thinking it's frat party-esque, conjuring cobras is hard. It can't be. Because you know how agile cobras are? You know how much one snake bite can do to you if you don't have the required EMT service? It's hard. You're probably going to die. End of the day, this is stupid. Animals, they have to be used in survival techniques. And if you're thinking video games will subsequent that, no. They gotta be put in actual training exercises for them to remember and absorb the knowledge. This ain't school where you repeat it on a Chromebook and think it's viable. End of the day, conclusion. Peter, this article's stupid. Cobras are hard to hunt. You treat animals as killing. You're supporting tarantulas and scorpions, which have no mind. They live off of instinct. They have no soul. We use animals in survival situations because animals, they breed more than us. A woman having 8 children will probably have her pelvis broken. End of the day, we need to use animals, chickens, all these different types of things in survival scenarios. Otherwise, we will not learn. We'll be looking for tofu to jam out of our monkey brain ass. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. I have a headache. I'm gonna go lie down.